Okay, we have three examples here, three expressions, and all three of these expressions are binomials. They have two terms, so we can suspect that because we see cubes here that we can use the sum and the difference of two cubes. The only thing that we need to make sure that both terms are perfect cubes. And if we look at the first example, the first term is x cubed, definitely a perfect cube, and 64 is a perfect cube of 4. So our a is just x, and our b is 4, because x cubed is x cubed and 4 cubed is 64. And then, as we discussed in class, we will be using only these. Try not to look at these numbers because they might confuse you. So below we have the formula, and for the plus we have plus in the first parenthesis and minus for the middle term. Remember the tip we learned in class. So the first parenthesis will give us x plus 4. Then we need to take our a and square it, and that becomes x squared minus here, and the product of a and b provides us 4x, and finally we need to square b, and 4 squared is 16. And this is our factorization for the sum of two cubes. Our next example is probably the difference of two cubes, but before we make sure that this is a difference, let's look at both terms and make sure that they are perfect cubes. This is a perfect cube because we can say that a is 3x, and when we cubed this expression, we need to cube numerical coefficient, and 3 cubed is 27, and x cubed is x cubed, and our b is 2. Since 2 cubed gives us 8. And now we will observe our sign. Since we have minus here, in our formula we have minus and plus here. So the first parenthesis, a minus b, 3x minus 2. Then the formula dictates we need to take our a and square it. Our a is 3x. When we square, we need to square both factors, numerical and variable factors. So that becomes 9x squared. Not 3x squared, not 9x. Both should be squared. 9x squared plus, and a multiplied by b is 6x, since 3x multiplied by 2 is 6x. And finally we need to square b, which is 4. 2 squared is 4. And this is our answer for this example. In our last example, again, we need to make sure that both terms are perfect cubes. And by the way, it's supposed to be cubed here. Yeah. So then both terms are perfect cubes, and a is 5x. Since 5 cubed is 125 and x cubed is x cubed, so the whole term is 125x cubed, and b should be 4y. When we cube this expression, 4 cubed is 64 and y cubed is y cubed. So we identified our a and b. The signs should be plus, plus and minus. So in our first parenthesis we will have a, which is 5x, plus b, which is 4y. Then we need to multiply another set of parentheses, and a squared, we need to square the whole a. So 5 squared is 25, x squared minus a multiplied by b, 5x multiplied by 4y becomes 20xy, and finally we need to square b, and 4y squared produces 16y squared, and this is our final answer here.